Imagine waking up tomorrow to a financial earthquake so profound that the very fabric of the global economy has been rewoven overnight. An event where early bird investors are not just millionaires but billionaires. Where a single, seemingly insignificant decision made years ago to invest in a currency everyone else wrote off as a lost cause has now paid off in ways that defy all rational imagination. Because tonight, right now, as the world sleeps, the gears of international finance are turning towards a revelation that will be splashed across every news ticker, every financial newspaper, and every trading terminal by morning. The long-awaited, endlessly debated, and perpetually delayed revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong is not just a possibility anymore. It is an imminent, concrete reality that is sending shockwaves through the back channels of global central banks and the secretive meetings of the world's economic elite who are scrambling to position themselves before the dam breaks and a flood of new wealth washes over the unprepared masses, who will be left wondering how they missed the signs that were so blatantly obvious to those who were truly paying attention to the subtle shifts in geopolitical power and the quiet but decisive statements coming from Baghdad and Hanoi, where officials have been working tirelessly behind a veil of secrecy and diplomatic misdirection to orchestrate a monetary policy change so drastic that it will instantly recalibrate the balance of power in the Middle East and Southeast Asia, effectively launching these nations into a new era of economic prosperity and global influence while simultaneously offering a once-in-a-lifetime wealth transfer event for the astute currency holders who saw the intrinsic value in these assets when they were trading at fractions of a penny, a value proposition built not on mere speculation but on the undeniable bedrock of these nations' vast, untapped natural resources, with Iraq sitting atop some of the world's largest proven oil reserves and Vietnam emerging as a global manufacturing powerhouse with a booming, youthful population and a strategic position in the world's most dynamic economic region. All of which points to a fundamental undervaluation that can no longer be sustained if these countries are to take their rightful place on the world stage, a fact that has been underscored by recent, under-the-radar agreements with international monetary bodies like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, which have been quietly advising on monetary reforms and stability measures that are the essential precursors to any meaningful revaluation, a process that has been years in the making, fraught with political instability and security concerns, but which has now reached a critical mass of progress that cannot be stopped, as evidenced by the new banking laws being passed, the anti-corruption crackdowns that are strengthening financial institutions from within, and the deliberate, calculated move away from a dollar-dependent economy towards a sovereign, freely traded currency that reflects the true strength and potential of the Iraqi and Vietnamese nations. A move that is causing palpable anxiety in the forex markets tonight as major hedge funds and institutional investors are placing enormous, clandestine bets on a sudden and dramatic shift in the USD/IQD and USD/VND pairings, with insider reports from figures like Mark Z and Pimpy indicating that their confidential sources within the Iraqi Central Bank and Vietnamese government are signaling a level of readiness that has never been seen before, suggesting that the trigger for this event could be pulled at any moment, potentially even before the next trading day begins, which is why the world is on edge, why your social media feeds are buzzing with frantic speculation, and why this channel is your most critical source for cutting through the noise to deliver the unvarnished, data-driven truth. The mechanics of this impending revaluation are as complex as they are monumental, rooted in a deliberate and strategic plan to dismantle the current program rate and introduce a new, market-driven exchange rate that will allow the dinar and dong to find their true, fair value. A process that economic historians will likely look back upon as one of the most significant financial events of the 21st century, fundamentally altering the landscape of foreign currency investment and proving that patience and due diligence can yield returns that dwarf those of any traditional stock market investment or real estate venture. Because when a currency revalues from a rate of 1,310 dinars to $1 to even a fraction of its former glory, say a 1-to-1 parity or even a rate of 1 dinar to 10 cents, the multiplication of wealth for the holder is so exponential it borders on the incomprehensible, turning a modest investment of a few $100s into a life-changing fortune that can secure generations of your family. And this is not a pie-in-the-sky fantasy, but a mathematical certainty based on the principles of forex trading and the historical precedents set by other nations that have undergone similar monetary transformations, such as Kuwait after the Gulf War or Germany after reunification, where strategic revaluations rewarded those who held firm in their conviction during times of utmost uncertainty and widespread skepticism from the mainstream financial media that has consistently and deliberately ignored the dinar and dong narrative, labeling it a speculative scam because it exists outside their controlled system of Wall Street and City of London-based assets, threatening to decentralize wealth and empower the individual investor in a way that has not been seen since the advent of cryptocurrency. But unlike the volatile and often intangible world of digital coins, the dinar and dong are sovereign currencies backed by the full faith and credit of their respective governments and, more importantly, by the immense tangible wealth of their nation's resources and productive capacities, which is why the latest intelligence from on-the-ground sources in the Iraqi parliament suggests that the final legislative hurdles, including the federal budget law and the asset backing legislation, have been successfully navigated, creating a clear and unobstructed path for the Central Bank of Iraq to announce the new rate at a time of its choosing, a decision that is now widely believed to be a matter of days, not weeks or months, a timeline that is corroborated by the frantic activity we are witnessing in the banking sector, where international correspondence banks are re-establishing direct relationships with Iraqi banks, a prerequisite for facilitating the trillions of dollars in liquidity that will flood the system post-revaluation, allowing for seamless international wire transfers and exchanges at the new, elevated rate. While in Vietnam, the state bank has been equally proactive, steadily building its foreign exchange reserves to record levels to defend the new dong rate from speculative attacks and ensure a smooth transition into its new era as a strong, regional currency. All of which points to a coordinated, bilateral effort to launch these new rates in a synchronized manner to maximize global impact and minimize market disruption, creating a dual engine of economic growth that will pull the entire region forward and provide a massive, liquidity-driven stimulus to the global economy at a time when it is desperately needed, teetering on the brink of recession and crippled by debt. So what does this mean for you, sitting at home watching this screen, potentially holding these currencies or considering this historic opportunity? It means that the final window of opportunity is now slamming shut, that the hours and minutes between this moment and the official announcement are the most valuable and critical of your entire financial life, a period where inaction is the only true risk and decisive action is the only path to securing the future you have always dreamed of but perhaps never believed was possible through a conventional career or investment portfolio. Because this is not conventional, this is the financial equivalent of a meteorite strike. An event that creates a new landscape overnight and separates those who were prepared from those who were left watching from the sidelines in a state of shock and regret, which is why you must immediately verify the exact procedures for liquidating your currency holdings with your preferred currency exchange platform or bank, ensuring all your documentation is in perfect order, your accounts are fully verified, and you have a clear, step-by-step plan for the moment the news breaks, as the initial hours will be chaotic, with websites crashing and phone lines jammed, and only those with a pre-established plan will be able to navigate the frenzy successfully to secure their financial freedom. But beyond the immediate mechanics of exchange, you must also have a robust wealth preservation and management strategy ready to deploy, because the sudden influx of life-altering capital brings with it a unique set of challenges and responsibilities, including tax implications, legal considerations, and the overwhelming attention from friends, family, and financial advisors, all of whom will have an opinion on what you should do with your money, which is why it is imperative to assemble a trusted team of professionals, a tax attorney, a certified financial planner, and a fiduciary advisor, before the event occurs, ensuring you have a sober, strategic counsel in place to guide you through the emotional and complex decisions that lie ahead, protecting your newfound wealth from erosion through poor investments, inflation, or mismanagement, and allowing you to build a lasting legacy that can fund philanthropic endeavors, create generational trusts, and empower you to live a life of purpose and abundance without the constant fear of losing what you have gained. A life where you are in control of your time and your choices, free from financial constraints and able to pursue your passions and provide for your loved ones in a way that was previously unimaginable, and this is not a distant fantasy. It is the tangible, imminent future for the global dinar and dong community. A community you are a part of right now by virtue of being informed and engaged with this information, which places you miles ahead of the general population who remain blissfully unaware of the seismic shift about to occur in their reality. A shift that you are not just prepared for, but are positioned to capitalize on in the most profound way possible, transforming your patience and foresight into the ultimate reward for believing in a vision when everyone else doubted, for doing your own research when others called you foolish, and for having the courage to invest in the future of nations on the rise. The moment we have all been waiting for is no longer on the horizon. It is here. This is your final call to action. Do not let this be another video you watch and then forget. Your financial destiny is literally in your hands. If you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell right now, because when this story breaks, this channel will be your live, real-time command center for verified information, step-by-step guidance, and a supportive community. Then, I need you to go one step further. Go down into the comments section below and type, "I am ready." Let me know you are prepared, you are informed, and you are taking control of your future tonight. This is more than a comment. It is a declaration of your intent to claim the wealth that is rightfully yours. I will be reading every single one. Let's go.